All right. I guess I have to look at the camera, which is this direction, which I can't see myself, so it's strange. But hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special announcement from Glimish. Um, we're going to go over a couple of things today. Uh, I guess as general ground rules, as always, if you're watching the stream, um, let's keep it appropriate. Uh, we welcome critical questions and feedback and anything that you may want to comment, but just keep it civil. And then if you do have a question about something that's happening, we probably won't answer it until closer to the end because I'm just going to have a recording which is nice and concise. The recording is good to go. It is started. So this will be available on YouTube afterwards. And we'll actually even put like a little blog post, kind of like synopsis of it. This is not really a board meeting or anything. This is just a announcement, and I am pretty excited for it. I think. Let me see. Where's my presenter view here? Hold on. Technical difficulties. All right. So we are going to go over a couple things first, just to kind of get the ground set and the level set. So let's talk a little bit about Glimish first. So Glimish is, for anyone who doesn't know, um, Glimish is a streaming site that was built really with one thing in mind, and that's to build a streaming site that you can rely on, something that you know will exist, in 2 years from now, something that you can call home, something that feels honest and transparent with its users. Honestly, we're here to serve you. It's at the end of the day, our users are the single most important thing on the site. Our community is the single most important thing on the site because we want to deliver a product that you can utilize to build your stream, to build your community, to build your group, to build your click, to build whatever you have, and run it however you want to run it. We've always offered extreme transparency on everything we do. We've given everyone the ability to see all of our financials, all of our code, all of our business ideas, all of everything, out in the open. We've always given every feature out to every user without any kind of requirements. Anyone has the ability to use the most of Glimish to their potential. We've never locked anything behind anything that you couldn't accomplish. The only thing that we, is locked behind is like some homepage access and some of the other features, but that's only under 10 hours of streaming. So once you stream for 10 hours, you get the whole thing. Um, so that's kind of what we've always been about. And we've tried many different things. We've tried to build this in a truly collaborative fashion. We've tried to kind of have more dedicated and concise groups working on things. We've tried to let everyone just kind of do what they want. And it's really been interesting, I think, to build the company, to build the project. At some point after launch 2 years ago, we actually hit a critical point too, where I had quit my job. Paco left his job and started trying and focus more on Glimish in order to build it and make it something serious. And unfortunately, I mean, just the way it worked out is it's incredibly hard to build, grow, design, market, and do everything all at the same time, even if you have people to help out. Because at the end of the day, it's still a project that you got to move forward, and we're competing with behemoths. We're competing with the single two largest companies on the planet. And so it's going to be hard. Like, of course, it's going to be hard. And the most exciting thing about Glimish has always been the fact that even though we are competing against the two largest companies in the world, people get so excited when they hear about an alternative. And I think they get excited for, probably two reasons. The first one is the fact that there is something else out there that's competing. And the second one is whenever they realize that we are so community driven, so public, so honest, so transparent with everything that we do, they just like they don't even realize like, hey, I could have had this the whole time. And one of the very early choices we made was to not go after any kind of investor funding. And one of the reasons for that is because the second you do that, you change your shareholders from your users, all of you, to the the investors who are paying you money to contribute. So with investment, you can actually hire people and build really fast and compete better, but you lose what makes you you. You're at that point, you're just going after, okay, how do we impact Twitch's bottom line, and that's where you find yourself. So Glimish is unique. It's been slow, it's been fast, it's been exciting, it's been boring. I feel like we've all had that kind of train ride, where it was going one way and then the other. So what we're kind of focused about today is, um, where we've been in the past couple of months. So, like I said, I quit my job. Paco quit his job. We had a lot of people working on this thing for a lot of time, and ultimately, even with all that effort, it was still incredibly hard to deliver. And I think one of the main problems that has hurt us is honestly just lack of I'm trying to figure out the right way to say it. Um, One of the things that has definitely hurt us has been, a lack of a core team. Um, it's interesting to note that whenever we were in very early alpha, whenever we were, pre-launch even, we actually had a group of contributors that was working on Glimish in a more private group, and we were able to really get stuff done. We were able to kind of grow the plan of what Glimish was going to be, grow the launch strategy, figure out the marketing plan, get all the development resources, both from a video and a website perspective together. We were able to really kind of like execute on this idea. We had tons and tons of sessions with the community to figure out exactly what we're building and why and how it's going to work. But ultimately, this like core group was the one who were just knocking that stuff out, and it was a really nice experience um, to be involved with that group. And unfortunately, like I said, Glimish really stagnated. It was, um, completely my fault. I wasn't able to dedicate as much as my time to Glimish as I had anticipated or wanted. I ended up having to go back to work. I've got bills, just like everyone else, and Glimish slowed down. It definitely super slowed down these past couple of months. I would say even in the past year, that's when it's really been the hardest. Someone the other day was saying like, why haven't you developed my feature? I've been waiting a year, and I said, well, we've only developed 8 features total in the last year, so that's probably where your feature was missed. So we haven't done a very good job recently of keeping the traction on the site, keeping eyeballs on the site, and building it and making it a serious home for you. Um, so I think that's kind of where we've been at. Like the past couple of months, it's been hard, it's been slow, but I think recently all of the little puzzle pieces came together. Time, commitment, money, energy, ideas, people kind of all came together, and that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about uh, what the future of Glimish looks like, what we're kind of preparing for, and I think what's going to be the really exciting um, thing that we want to announce today. So I'm just going to leave it here. What's everyone's thoughts so far? I saw a couple of interesting comments. We used Canva for this. So like Canva has this great just like drag and drop, like make a crazy slideshow. Um, and so we used all these fun titles. So
Clone got a little carried away.
I'll stop that simmering for a minute. Sometimes I start talking too fast. I don't want to like, you know.
Just
Well, here,
mimic Ben Stein.
let me loop this
Bueller.
video. Okay, how do I loop the video without accidentally? Here, let's just whoop. There we go.
Just
without
back and forth.
without hitting the next slide. Now you didn't miss anything. Just in time. And for anyone who's got some questions, feel free. Hold on to them. We're gonna try and answer things at the end here. This is a recording, so I don't want to. No one can see chat on the recording, so it'd be kind of awkward. But definitely, we'll answer any kind of questions, no matter how misunderstood they are. All right. So, without further ado, little bit of drum roll, which I don't think you'll be able to hear because it's noise isolating.
Nope,
Does that work at all?
not. I didn't hear anything.
Damn it.
No.
It's too good. Okay, we'll just pretend in your mind. Pretend in your mind that you can hear drums. Like I'll give you several drums to think of. Like Doctor Who, the three drums with the master. You can think about that. You can think about the Hunger Game drums, when the contestants are coming into the main arena and you got the drums playing along. If you want, you could think the Star Wars theme at the end of the first, like the third movie, the 2006 movie, where it's like, everyone's celebrating and they're listening to that really weird 2000s music. Yeah, any of those. All right.
I'm trying,
So,
but I'm just getting saxophone. It's weird.
you can listen to the sax guy. Pew, 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 pew. What's this, Halo? Let me click on it here. Oh, here we go. Oh, don't blow your ears out.
I think the stream died.
It
Stream
did.
went offline.
What? What the fuck?
It was a trap link, I guess.
Baited. That was absolutely fantastic.
All right.
So things are going well.
I totally navigated to the next slide too, and then I saw my line disappear, and I was like, "Yeah." All right, I'm gonna wait for a second. Everyone back in? Everyone here? We good? We good? Hey,
Yeah,
like, say what sent me a link that just ended it. I don't know what happened.
It was the tactical nuke of Rick
Yeah,
rolls.
yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. So back
In
to where
reality, Clone was saving you all.
back to where we were. Let's go back one more slide. Okay, and then imagine a drum roll in your head. Glimish beta. I'm gonna let it sink. Let's sink for a minute. Let's sink.
I wonder if anybody is surprised at this point.
Probably not. I mean, we did give spoilers that spelled out beta.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, on several of them.
I would like to take this opportunity to point out something that nobody noticed on the conspiracy board that we posted. People got almost everything, and it did not take very long. But one thing that nobody found is on the very bottom, just under the right corner from that snippet of code, in that mess of splotch on the background, very faintly, there's the outline of a beta fish.
I'm surprised no one got that pocket. It was so obvious in retrospect. We actually have a slide for it. One sec. Yeah. All right. So what we're proud to announce today is the Glimish beta, and we're not there yet. This is not the beta. We're not. This is not our launch meeting to like launch the beta. This is not beta happening. This is the start of the beta. This is the very beginning of the beta, and it's a choice that we made because what it symbolizes is the next iteration of Glimish in a big way. It's not just phase three. It's not just like us doing things differently or better or whatever. It's the next chunk. Uh, yes, we're gonna work on that. It's the next chunk of what Glimish can be. It's the next big movement. And so Glimish Beta is actually going to come with changes across the board, not only from company organization, work process, features, design, marketing. The whole gamut is going to change. And the reason for that is because we want to be hyper focused, like we were for the alpha, like we were for the alpha launch, on getting stuff done, building a product that you, the users, want, something that you want to use, something that's exciting to you to use, We're going to build something that you can not have to make sacrifices for. Whenever you use Glimish today, you might be making sacrifices. You might be losing out on features that you're used to. You might be losing out on the audience that you're used to. Our goal is to alleviate that, is to make you not have to make any sacrifices and know that Glimish can be a home for you in streaming. So we've got a couple of slides today to talk about what's going to change. So, excuse me. One of the big things, and this has been going on here recently, actually, we've been doing it in Discord, and there's been some stuff on building Glimish. But we're actually going to be completely changing our work process. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're not changing first, and then we can talk about some of these points. So we're not changing our openness, our transparency. We're not giving away or giving up any of that honestness you come to expect. What we are changing, though, is how work is executed on and collaborated against. So how people work together on that work. Um, one of the really big changes, and now we're talking about the slide here, is that we're actually going to have a more focused group of contributors who are on respective teams where they can work together with other people of that same type to deliver the product. And one of the key pieces here is that we want to make sure that kind of collaboration environment is something that's real time, because that's important whenever you're talking about like how to design a button or how to get the marketing tweet out. But at the same time, one of the things we've learned, and it's hard, and it's some of the things we need to balance, is the more people you involve in a process, the longer it takes. So whenever we develop features with a community helping every step of the way, it takes a long time to get a feature out because there's so much input, ideas, and feedback to go through to make sure that they're all heard. So what we want to do instead is do a slightly different philosophy. Sorry, let me get that webcam moved for you. Um, there we go. All right. What we're going to do differently is we want to collaborate internally to get an idea ready, and then show the world what we're working on, get feedback in a cohesive, clear way, and then take that back and iterate again. So the iteration part is what's going to happen more privately than it has before. But the publication of that work, the feedback gathering, is going to be the exact same public Glimish you're used to. We just need to give ourselves kind of a place that we can collaborate and work on ideas that are a little bit more focused, without going off on other tangents. So one of the other big changes here is that each team, design, dev, etc., is going to have leaders that are responsible for running that particular team, for providing a vision that's cohesive with the overall vision, and delivering updates. So it's not just me talking about updates anymore. It can be the team leads for the respective areas. And then the last piece here is we have a more solid set of contributor guidelines that talk about things like brand guidelines, that talk about how work gets done, even as far as who can join the team, what they are reviewed on, when their check-ins are. All of these things are now going to be decided on and voted on by the contributorship, which is going to make Glimish more than just me, right? We've been noticing that that's a problem for a while. People have pointed it out to us. We want to make a change by adding in these team leaders, adding in these contributors, and make them part of building the business itself and deciding things without me, and that's a huge milestone. So I'm super excited for this new work process. This is an example of something that's like not exactly going to be super visible, but it's going to be a huge change that we're excited to do. The next change, maybe we should have changed it. Maybe it'll be fine. We're going to be having a bitchin' redesign. So you've already seen a couple of little teasers and tidbits and hints and all kinds of stuff that what Glimish could look like in the future. And keep in mind, this is all way in work. We still have exactly 4 people or more to add to the design team if that that want to help with this. But in the meantime, we're still working on building out what the future of Glimish design is going to look like. And really, the goal with this design is to create something that is cohesive with our brand and simple. Uh, Excuse me real quick. Let me pull open a window here. There we go. All right. And so the design is going to have elements that are common throughout social media, throughout the website, throughout the app. Everything's going to kind of cohese together. We're focusing on this cool abstract theme that's a little bit more colorful. Right now Glimish is pretty dark, and there's a lot of like bootstrappy type design elements to it. There's a lot of space. If you look at the stream page right now, like the stream itself takes up such a small amount of the page, and there's giant little gaps in between all the different content sections. And so we're working on a better design that kind of more shows what we're about, but also kind of gives everything a restyle to feel more modern, more simple. These are some of the concepts we've been working on so far. You can see we're really leaning into this cool like abstract idea. Playing around with different logo colors. Trying to see how like our Pride events fit into it. Um, what it looks like to be a GIF, and of course, all these logos kind of fit around the narrative that Glimish is really for everyone. We're all connected. We're all building this thing together. It's all our platform, um, and so that's kind of like the mesh, that you can see. All right, so I put these slides in a particular order for a reason. The third most important thing that we're going to be working on with the Glimish beta is going to be a marketing plan. Oh my God, I meant to update the slides. I meant to have a more professional number 4. Oh, my bad. Oh, well. We just say bitch and redesign, so I think that really matters at this point.
Start bitching announcement.
Yeah. So we are going to work on an actual serious marketing plan. So we have a lot to learn on marketing. But one of the things that we are going to be doing differently is using the beta as part of that marketing plan, and then planning what happens next. After we launch the beta, what does it look like to keep the momentum going? What does it look like to keep new people finding us? Who do we need to partner with? Who do we need to reach out to? Um, there's going to be a lot of changes here that we're going to make as far as the marketing goes. So one of the really important things is there's going to be a dedicated marketing team, and that'll be people who not only volunteer to help, but potentially also people who are working with potentially other partnerships we have with other marketing agencies to help build that marketing plan. We're going to be focusing on solid marketable features. Um, there's a couple of new features that we're working on that go into play exactly with marketing that will be crucial for effectively marketing the platform. We're going to be focusing collaboration with other teams, so it's not just um, the marketing team working with marketing; it's working with design and product to get ideas out there. We're going to have money to spend, so we're going to have money that we can put into campaigns, money that we can use to pay for partnerships. And I don't say partnerships as in like your regular streamer partnership. I mean like brand partnerships. And then we're going to be focused on more active social media campaigns. So keeping that social media ball rolling. Again, none of it being my time, right? All of it being the marketing team focused on this. So that's really good because even if my time is caught up or whatever, we could still keep moving. And we're going to put money behind it. We want to grow Glimish. That's glow Glimish. We also want to grow it. And part of that involves you have to spend money, right? All right, but that's not to forget. Um, we are going to be building out brand new features. And some of these features you've already heard about. Some of these features have already been developed and are kind of getting polished off, ready for release. But some of these features are going to be brand new. Some of the things that you've probably been asking for quite a while. Um, I think all of these features actually date back to day one, um, but they're really going to be focused on building these solid core features on the platform that give it a differentiator between other platforms, but then also that go to kind of show off um, Glimish's polish, right? That's going to be one of the things we're really focused on for the beta, is making sure the Glimish doesn't feel like a broken, weird experience with a bunch of mismatched features. It's going to be a polished site that that you can use to build your streaming community, and and you can use to grow your I think I said that, your community. But you can use to I got distracted by chat. You know how it is. Reading chat. We're talking about bitching a lot, and then the Bechta. But I'm excited. We're not gonna come out and say all the new features yet. I've got them pulled up on my other monitor, so if you look at the reflection of my glasses and zoom in, you might be able to see them. But I will tell you that some of them are very large and exciting, and some of them are super small and just will be quality of life. I will say some of them too focus on some more equality features for people in other countries and making sure that that everyone can use the platform equally. And then some of them are just giant chunks of new feature that can be used to totally new ways that no one ever expected. All right, and then finally, one of the main pieces of the beta is we're going to be focused on karate chopping any of the features we have now that are weird, confusing, not great, hard to understand. I've been trying to kind of boil down what's special about Glimish and kind of uh, getting more like polished platform in place. And so we're going to be looking at all the features we have, things that are kind of broken, like the stream stats page, and rebuilding them, building them better, making them actually answer questions about how your stream was. Um, and so that's going to be a huge focus as well. So that's the end of the stream, I guess. There's, what we're doing now, and I'm going to leave it here. This is the beginning of the beta. So it's already been in progress for maybe a month, maybe a little bit more. But this is the beginning. We've done the planning. We've got a document kind of together around what the beta is going to be, what we're going to launch with, the features we're going to have, at least as far as what we envision. And we now know what we need to do to get there. So now our opportunity is to build. So what we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks, months, the time it takes, is we're going to be not only building those features, teasing them out, and then announcing them. That way we can get feedback, right? We don't want to launch these just out of the blue with not talking to our community, with not understanding how the feature fits into their workflow. We want to still get your feedback, but we want to get the idea going first and build out a prototype, and then let's talk about what it looks like. There's going to be new features that we find out with the community that we don't have in the plan, um, and we're going to use each of those features to kind of tease out to the broader audience, the broader streaming world, what we're going to be building, what we're going to have. I also would expect at some point in the near future that Glimish will not be the same type of organization it is now. I think that's all I'll kind of tease out for now, but there's other corporation types that exist that are way more in line with what we're trying to do here. And I think it's in our best interest to look at those. So I'm super excited for the Glimish beta. We're going to get deeper and deeper into what that means and what rollout will look like. But our biggest benefit here is going to be rebuilding what we've built, be repolishing the company, and working on a solid marketing plan that will kind of help propel us through beta and then into our actual launch. And we're going to need everyone's help. So I guess to end it here, as far as the recording goes, if you're interested in helping Glimish, we're actually looking for volunteers to help join the team and contribute with us. We've got a form out. We'll link it in the YouTube video, and maybe someone will link it in chat here. Um, and uh, and what we're asking for is for you to look at the post, read the contributor guidelines, and then see if this is something you want to help do. Now, ideally, we'd like to pay you to do it, but I'm not paid. No one on the team is paid. Glimish doesn't make any profit right now. Let's build this thing, and let's see where that takes us. We believe in fair and equitable payment for everyone, but of course, if you don't accept vendor investor funding, you kind of have to do some things differently. So if you want to help build, let us know. If you don't want to help build, or don't feel like you have the skills or whatever it is, the best thing you can do to help is we're going to be drumming up this beta launch. We're going to be drumming up the hype. We're going to be showing people what we're building. We're going to be teasing it out. Make sure you share that. Make sure you post it. I know everyone here I've seen spams the heck out of Glimish on Twitter, and I love it. But for anyone else who's at home wondering how I can help, that's how. If you've got a podcast, if you have a blog, if you have a YouTube channel, if you've got a Twitch channel, and you'd like to talk about Glimish on it, feel free. If you'd like to invite one of us to come talk with you about it, let us know. We'd love to come do an interview or show a feature or anything like that. Please reach out. We're open to any kind of collaboration with any kind of content creator out there. No matter how big or small. We'd love to work with you because that's what we believe in. So that's the end of the announcement here. What we're going to do is we're going to keep streaming for a little bit just to, you know, jib jab. But thank you for being here. Bye.